We will now talk about the product location. It is where you manage the locations of the branches of your company. So if you have a depot or other store locations, you will see it in this menu. In order to configure these locations, go into Maintenance, and then Locations. Write down Location 2 in the name and address field, and then click on Save. Click on Plus to create Location 3, and write it down in the name and address field. We can transfer the stock between these locations, as we will be showing later on. Then we go into Configuration, and into General, and choose the location you are currently working within. Specify the location for each terminal, or platform used in your company so that you would be able to manage your stock. Go back to Stock and into the product location. You can specify the minimum and maximum amount of stock an item can have in your chosen location. This option can help you monitor your stock, and if any item gets near or below the minimum amount, you will get a low stock notification, so you would know when you need to reorder your items. We will explain the notification panel in details later on, but for a quick overview, this is where you have the low stock, subscriptions, and recurrent expenses, which consists of all payments made, or need to be made within specific time frames. You also have the customer debts, which will show you all the customer's debts that have exceeded the customer's period, the supplier credits, and the expiry products, which takes into account the expiry dates configured in the stock management menu, and will show you the items who are either near their expiry date, or have expired. We are moving on to explain the purchase orders. When an owner orders items or other from the supplier, they send them a purchase order. The supplier will receive the order, and then send the items requested. When they are received, they should be registered in the stock management. Which means, the purchase order is the first step of the stock management. Most of the times, our clients use the stock management menu without going through the purchase orders. All the purchase orders made will appear in the orders lists. Go into Purchase Order, select the items needed, and click on Pay. This is the purchase order. Go back to the stock, then into Orders Lists. The purchase order is on the left, select it and it will show you the items. Click on Proceed to Purchase in order to complete it. Change the user privileges for access to the purchase. When successful, it will go to the stock management. If you want to teach people how to register their items, teach them how to use the stock management menu. Go back into Stock, and then into Stock Management. This is where, after having bought the items, they are registered as stock. The date will automatically be today's date. You can specify the reason, you're either buying from the supplier, or returning items to them, or adjusting your stock, by adding or subtracting. Breakage is for the items that have been broken, they should be registered and removed from the stock with the stated reason. Free is for everything we sell for free in the system and will be counted as such. Sampled out are the items we sent to our clients as samples. Used is for the items that have been used in store. For example, you have a barber shop and have been selling gels, sprays and accessories, and using them in the same store, then they should be registered as used. The transfer option is selected when you want to transfer an item from a location to another. You can choose between two locations, from location 1 to location 2, or location 2 to location 3. When we register this transfer, Hamster POS will remove the items from location 2, and add them in location 3. In the supplier field, choose the ticket supplier. That is in the case in which we are purchasing from the supplier. The document field is for the ticket's reference, which is usually written on its top. We write it down and we start to configure the ticket. Start by looking for the items through the search bar. It will show the items with any letter within the field. For example, this item has 96 in its number. When you write down 96, it will be in the resulting list, or if you write down light, it will give you the Almeza light. Double-click on the item. Select the quantity of the item that you are adding to the stock. Specify the buy price since you can buy it each time for a different price. This time, it's 3. Add a VAT if there is any. If there is a minimum level, we can specify from here instead of the location panel. Same thing goes for the maximum level. In the expiry date, in case you are buying items that have one, you should register the date of expiration so that the system would notify you when the time comes so that you would either return it to the supplier, or stop selling it, or whatever else. The yield exists to take into account how much of an item we are using. For example, if you buy 1 kilogram of chicken and that kilogram includes its bones, even if they use them for broth, we will consider them as unusable. For 1 kilogram of chicken, we get 800 grams of usable meat, and that would be the yield. When you specify 0.8 as yield for the 800 grams, every time you add a kilogram of chicken, it will add 0.8 of the value in the stock for what we can use. When we use the item in the ingredients, it's going to be taken from these 800 grams. Click on Add. Select the other item, specify the quantity in by price, and click on Add. Modify the ticket until it resembles the one you receive from the supplier. If you compare both tickets, the items should have the same quantity and price, and the total price should be accurate. We can make changes to the ticket such as deleting the line. If we select this item, and click on Delete Line, it will be removed. If we want to delete the ticket, we can. Hold Ticket puts the ticket on standby in case, while you were making the ticket, you had to do another task, so you would be able to put it on hold and you would come back to it later on. Click on Hold Ticket. Your ticket has been saved. Click on Ticket List in order to find all the tickets on hold, and select the one you were working on. Click on Discount to make one. The process is the same as the one in the sales menu. We can make a percentage discount by line or by total, and an amount discount also by line or by total. If we make a 20% line discount and it gives us this prompt, it means we have not selected the item in need of a discount. If we select the total discount, it will give us a 20% discount on the total. Also, there is an Edit Line option which can help you change the quantity of an item on the ticket. Select the item, click on Edit Line and it will take us back to this page. Change any specifics you would like and click on Add. When you're done and want the ticket to be registered in the system's stock, click on Settle. That way, the items on the ticket would be accounted for in our stock. If we pay by bank, the sum is not removed from the cash register. It's the same if we pay by check. However, if we pay by cash, this sum is going to be removed from the closed cash, which means, it will affect its results. If we pay as credit, the sum would be considered as a debt owed to the supplier, then we have to go into the supplier payment in order to settle their account.